Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast. Hey, y'all, it's Friday. It's Friday Night Live. We're going to get into it. We're going to wait for some people to get in here. We're going to get into it tonight because tonight we got to talk. We got to talk. We got to talk. We got to talk about what's going on with social media, what's going on with love, how we treating each other. We got to get into it because it's nasty out here. It's nasty is what we call nasty work is happening in our society. And look, every Friday night, y'all, I'll be here every Friday Night Live. We're streaming live, y'all, from a couple platforms tonight. We're streaming live from YouTube on the Dear Sister and Dear Brother podcast. We're also streaming live on TikTok. We're also streaming live on Instagram. And I think we're also streaming live. We are streaming live on Facebook. We're going to get into it tonight. Hit the chat. Let me know where you're from. Let me know that you're in here. You're in the building. Hit the chat tonight. We're going to talk tonight. We're going to put some questions on the table. And we're going to call this thing the Battle of the Sexes. Now, I want to let y'all know, we're calling it the Battle of the Sexes, but the battle is a battle of wisdom. We're not going to attack each other. It's not what we into, y'all. We're not into attacking each other. We're not into hating men or hating women. We want to get into a real conversation tonight, a genuine conversation about what we need to do. What we need to do. We also want to get into the conversation about, look, the places we're mad at each other. You know, we want to get into that tonight. The places where we are mad at each other, because this is one thing I know, y'all. We are upset with each other. Men and women are upset with each other, and there's real reasons why. You know, another thing we're gonna do on this podcast every Friday night, 8 to 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, y'all, is we're gonna get into the truths and accountability. That's one thing I'm finding as running this podcast, Dear Brother and Dear Sister. I'm finding out that a lot of men don't want to take no accountability, and a lot of you sisters out there don't want to take no accountability. We've been playing the blame game for a long time, y'all. We've been playing the blame game for a long time. Hit that share button. We're going to get into it. Again, we're live on YouTube. Both of my podcasts, the Dear Sister podcast, the Dear Brother podcast. We're on live on Facebook. I don't know how long I'm going to be live on Facebook tonight, but we'll see. We're live on Instagram tonight, and we're live on TikTok. So we really going to get into it. I can see the chats coming through already. Let's go, y'all. We're going to get into it. We're also going to discuss some of the things we've been holding back. You know, we're going to talk about divorce. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why this stuff happens. Listen, tonight is the Battle of the Sexes. And this is where real men and real women have real conversation, y'all. That's what we really want to get into. Grown up talk. I've been married. I've been divorced. You know what I mean? I've been through terrible things. I've also not been the nicest person in relationship. I haven't been treated the nicest in relationship. Look, we all got these ups and downs. We all been through a whole lot of stuff, and that's what we want to get into tonight. And our topic tonight, this is where our topic is tonight, is social media versus real love. Is social media making us hate each other? Because I'm going to tell y'all, everywhere I go on social media, no matter what stream it is, no matter what platform it is, there's always some debate being highlighted about how men hate women. And the biggest thing we see with men is don't date single mothers. And then we got the single mothers saying who y'all think y'all are. It's a whole lot of beef out here. It's a whole lot of beef. And I think, honestly, social media is really messing a lot of things up. And the question is it? Do y'all think it is? Lay in the chat, jump in the chat. Let me know whether social media you feel like is messing up stuff in relationship. Is it messing people's marriages up? You know, is social media a big part? And again, am I blaming social media for the falls of relationships? In some cases, it is. I wouldn't put the whole weight of the fall of relationships on social media, but at the same time, it seems like every time it's the algorithm, y'all. It's the algorithm. Every time we look at the algorithm, somebody's saying something crazy about women saying something crazy about men. And my question is it even real? Or is it making us look at each other different? Is it making us look at each other different? I'm gonna throw this first question in the chat tonight. Have any of you ever seen something on social media that made you totally look at the opposite sex crazy? Like, have you seen something between your experience? And this is the thing, between your experience and what you suffered as a person, what you've gone through as a person, and then you see something on social media, and it's like, yeah, that's right. And one thing y'all see, and one thing I noticed, is that it's easy to go viral on social media as long as you're talking crazy about somebody. It's easy. It's so easy to go viral on social media. Positivity, it takes a long time for it to go viral. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a long time for positive, but let somebody say something crazy about women. Boom, it's game over. Let a woman say something crazy about men. Boom, it's game over. Not only crazy, y'all, sometimes you just got to say something controversial to men about women. Say something controversial to women about men. And then it's like the craziest argument starts. I've seen 40, 50, 100,000 things. In fact, one of my clips went viral. I was speaking live in my city in West Philadelphia one night, one afternoon. And I taught for 55 minutes, y'all. The teaching was for 55 minutes. It was in a room of men, and it was based on men finding out their trauma. It was based on men addressing their trauma, right? And it was a 55-second clip or a 60-second clip out of a 55-minute teaching. And the thing I said was challenging men that a lot of men, what we do is we push good women away. And we invite raggedy women into our lives because they're easier, because the good woman going to challenge you. The good woman going to check you. The good woman going to check on you to make sure you are right. And the truth is, guys, look, I'm going to tell the truth for us. A lot of times we don't want to talk about where we at. A lot of times we don't want to talk about the issues we feeling. We don't want to get into how our day was. We just want to escape. And sometimes that woman that loves you is going to care about you. She's going to get on your nerves by asking you, are you okay? And you know us, gentlemen, we'll shell up in a minute. We'll shell up in a minute like, no, I'm good. Stop asking me. You know what I mean? We get tired of being checked on. So then you go and you date a woman who don't really care about you. All she wants is a good time from you. And listen, and ladies on here, I want y'all to feel this, because sometimes, I'm not saying this woman who don't care about you is a good woman, but what happens is she ain't going to this is going to sound crazy, y'all, but this is why grown folks talk. Sometimes the caring woman seems more stressful because she's going to bring out of you what's going on. So if you want to be a man who want to shell up, you want to be around a woman who going to let you shell up. Hit that chat, Lord. Let me see who's in the room tonight. Let me see who's in the room. But have any of you, let me ask you this, fellas and ladies, have any of you ever seen something online on one of these crazy things like the balloon pop thing or anything on Instagram or any of the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, who made you lose hope in the opposite sex? Not let alone what you've been through in your dating life. Have any of you ever been through something that made you look at the opposite sex and say, you know what? I ain't never going to date. I ain't never going to be with nobody. I ain't never. I'm out of here. I ain't going to do this and that. I ain't going to do it. Have any of y'all been through that? Have you seen something that made you feel you was already mad about what you went through in the past with somebody, and now you like, you know what, man? I ain't never going to date nobody. I'm going to stay single. Have any of y'all ever seen something that made you want to stay single? Ladies or gentlemen, has anybody ever seen something that made you want to stay single and not really want to deal with what's going on out here at all? I've seen a young lady say, look, the dating pool is trash. Is the dating pool trash? Another guy I seen on social media, he said marriage ain't even worth it. What's the point of marriage? He said, look, I ain't doing nothing at all. You know? And then the worst one, I think sometimes, y'all, is the celebrity thing. The celebrity thing, when we get into the celebrity thing, when we watch these celebrity couples, and that's all over the place. They date each other, they fall out, they take each other money. You know what I mean? I saw Chris Brown one time. He was on, and 50 Cent said something to him about never getting married. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Dumbest thing in the world, right? And the boy was going to get married to somebody. And he decided based on 50 Cent word that he would never get married to nobody. That made me cringe. Like, yo, is it that wild out here? If you're on YouTube, y'all, if you're on Dear Sister or Dear Brother Podcast, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Dear Brother Podcast community where grown men keep growing. Hit that subscribe button on Dear Sister Podcast, where I share wisdom with my sisters every week. One of my reasons for starting the Dear Sister Podcast, because I don't think it's enough men out here giving women wisdom, helping them think through things without needing nothing in exchange. So that's why I started that podcast. So we're going to get into it again to remind everybody the topic tonight is social media versus real love. Social media versus real love. Is the internet programming us to hate each other? Chime in, y'all. Let me know how you feel about that. Is it helping us hate each other? Is it helping us not love each other no more? Is social media making it easier to walk away from relationships? What's really going on out here? What's really going on? Because something is, and like I said in my trailer, I put a trailer out on social media. Some of y'all might have saw it. I think my biggest concern with a lot of this stuff is, what about our kids? You know what I mean? What about our kids? We already have a problem with single mother and single father households. Now we're gonna be honest across the board tonight, because one of the biggest things we talk about is single mother households. There are also a lot of single father households. Don't act like only men walk away. There are also women that walk away from their kids too. And I'm gonna say something, and it might be controversial, and it's okay. You can come at me all you want. Listen, we grown and we talk, and our battle is to heal. Our battle ain't just a battle. A lot of women brag on, or it's not a brag, but talk about how single fathers, left the house and this and that. But how many of y'all left y'all children at grandma's house, where they went with grandma and you went and lived your life? Come on. We got to be honest across the board, because the facts is the facts. Let's talk about it tonight. Again, jump in that chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me ask y'all this too. Some of y'all, have you ever got to the point where you second guess dating? Have you second guessed whether it's worth it? Have you decided to stay single? Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people say, look, I'd rather be single, but at the same time, one of my things I'm finding is too many babies being made out here for everybody to claim they being single. Let's talk for real. It's too many babies being made, y'all, to keep on acting like everybody don't want nobody. And again, my biggest concern, and it's gonna sound crazy, y'all, but I'm just being honest. My biggest concern out here now is the kids. If we not teaching our kids to love each other, because we always at battle, always at war, what we doing? What's going to happen to our babies? If you running around as a woman saying, I hate all men is trash, and if us as brothers running around talking about all women is trash, then what happens to our babies? What kind of legacy we leaving for them? I'm in here, y'all. I'm checking on TikTok too. See the comments on TikTok as well. But jumping on in, y'all. Is social media messing up relationship? Is it messing up relationship? And I'm gonna talk a little bit tonight. We're gonna get into it. We got a hour and 15-minute show. So we're gonna jump in. One thing I think that social media is doing is feeds us division. It constantly feeds us division, and it doesn't feed us healing. It's very few shows that feed us healing. And I'm gonna tell you why. As a social media, as a podcaster myself, it's clickbait. Listen, if I got 1,700 followers on YouTube, on the Dear Brother podcast. I just launched the Dear Sister podcast. I think we got about 150 subscribers so far. I think I got about 3,000 to 3,600 people on Facebook, couple thousand people on Instagram and TikTok. If I wanted to blow up right now, all I would have to do is say something crazy, disrespectful. It's clickbait. Positivity don't go fast, and it don't go far. It don't go far, because the division is what makes the money. Listen, I'm monetized now on YouTube. I'm monetized, but you know what I do? My integrity won't let me say, you know what? If I was able to get monetized being positive on the Dear Brother podcast, what I'm not going to do, y'all, is suddenly be wilding, acting crazy on here just to make some money. I'm making my little money being positive. I'm making my little money raising the conscience of people. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm not going to compromise, because social media is like, look, say something crazy, we'll pay you more. I'm good. It's enough people doing that already. It's enough people out here saying anything and doing anything on social media. Certain things I can't believe people is doing. And it's tearing up relationships. We glorifying the breakups of marriages. I saw something the other day, y'all. Woman having a whole party celebration about her divorce party. She had balloons, she had liquor, it was a whole party, right? And it was about 6 months later. It was like a flash clip. They show her partying, jumping up and down with her bottles, divorce party. Within like a few months, she was sitting in her house by herself. The party was over, and she recognized, wow, I don't know if she regretted the divorce, but what she was regretting was the loneliness that she was going through. It was crazy to see it, because these platforms, again, they push what gets clicked. They don't push what gets peace. There was a day relationship mattered. My parents was together for 36 years. 36 years they was together. I don't even know if marriages is lasting that long. I got some friends I'm very proud of. In fact, in my days of pastoring, I'm retired now, but in my days of pastoring, I married a lot of couples, and it's good to see them 10, 15, 18, 20 years in. Just saw one Sunday. I think they're in like 13 years. Very proud of them, y'all. But you keep on watching this clickbait, it'll make you feel like this thing ain't even worth it. See, because what we do is we teach about the drama, the red flags of relationship. You know what I mean? We into the gender wars go viral all the time. The gender wars go viral. But few people ever talk about repair. That's why I wanted to do Friday Night Live. I'll be here of the Battle of the Sexes every Friday night from 8 to 9:15, because I want something where we can have real debate. Listen, we can even get mad at each other. We can argue. But the goal of that argument is to heal and get back to something that really matters in relationship, y'all. It's to get to the point where we say, ultimately, we start apologizing to each other, to say, you know what? I never understood that. One thing I learned too in counseling people and coaching people is that we get into relationships. Women get in relationships with men and don't understand nothing about men. A lot of women are stuck on the fantasy of what a man is. That's facts. You stuck on the fantasy of what a man is. And from a little girl, you create in your mind what a good man is. And then you try to force that fantasy on a human being, and it's never going to work. Same thing with men. A lot of men, I don't know if I can say this word on social media, but y'all just catch it. A lot of men base the kind of woman they want based on Orn movies, right? Based on Orn movies, and they watch enough Orn and they say, yo, that's the kind of woman I need. So then they chasing that. A lot of us, this is the facts, y'all. A lot of us are miseducated when it comes down to what a woman is and what a man is. We uneducated. And another thing I really found, y'all, is not only we are uneducated, a big part of our problem is that we don't even seek to learn how the opposite sex is. We don't understand how women operate, and women don't understand how men operate. But I always see people online, especially women, telling men how to be a real man. And then you got men telling women how to be a real man, how to be a real woman. And most of the time, some people who giving out these definitions never even seen what a real woman or a real man is. This is the facts, y'all. Some of us didn't even grow up with the structure to have an opinion on what a real man or real woman is. And then we pushing these narratives on social media because of what? Based on what? Our fantasy? Listen, you can't have a relationship with a fantasy. You can't force somebody to live out your fantasy. This is the thing, ladies. This is another thing I want to put on the topic and see where y'all at with it. I believe, challenge me, argue with me. Hey, you may be right. I believe that growing up, boys are taught how to take care of women. If somebody's there to teach them that. Boys are taught how to take care of women. Little girls learn how to take care of themselves. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Y'all feel like that's a true statement or not. Or it's kind of true, or whatever your opinions is. Let me know in the chat. Let me know how you feel about it. But this is the thing. What we do is we get into these debates, y'all, and we dishonor each other. So this is the question. Is that true? I believe that little girls are taught to take care of themselves. Little boys are taught to take care of women. So I believe that part of the madness when we all grow up and get together is if a girl has been taught to take care of herself and a boy has been taught to take care of her, then the question is, who's taking care of the man? Let me know. Let me see. Jump in the chat. Let me see. Because I just want to see if this is real or not. Is it real? Are we telling the truth about that? And again, let me throw this question back on the table for y'all. Let me throw it back on the table. Is have you ever seen something on social media that made you look at the opposite sex crazy? Like, we all know, because we all hate to hear it. All men are this or all women are that. We all hate to hear that. But this is a question. Have you ever seen something on social media that made you buy into that? Is that, have you ever done it yourself? Be honest with you, I know I have. It's been times where I see something on social media, it's like, yo, like, is that how women think? Not realizing that's how that person think. And then sometimes with your experience, you've seen a lot of people act like that. So is it true? Let me see who's in the chat. Let me jump in the chat. Let me see. Tracy, I agree. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you agree. Let me ask you something. Tracy, why do you agree? What makes you agree with that? Have you seen that? Have you experienced that yourself? And I think what Tracy is referring to, y'all, is the question I put on the table. The question was, boys are grown up. If someone's there to teach y'all, because I know how social media is, y'all will attack me. If someone is there, a father, an uncle, a grandfather, boys are raised to care about a woman, take care of the groceries, right? When I was a little boy, when the groceries came home, my mom ain't carrying no groceries. I carried the groceries. Go outside in the car, get the groceries. My pop would make sure that happened. My mom carrying a basket. Our laundry room was in the basement. So it was like, yo, carry that basket downstairs for your mom. You know, I was taught, look, you got a couple of dollars, make sure you buy your sister something. Make sure you buy your mom something, right? I was taught that. Girls, I watched this. My sister was taught to take care of herself. Make sure you look pretty. Make sure you feel special. Make sure this, make sure that. So when we grow up, again, how does that affect relationship when boys are taught to care about women growing up and women are taught to care about themselves? Do we have a lot of grown women that still only care about themselves and what a man brings to the table without the thought of whether she needs to bring anything at all? Okay, let me see. All right. Tracy says experience. Yeah, from her experience, yes, she's experienced that. Who else out there? Talk to me in the chat. Let's get into it. Who else out there has felt that before, or you've experienced that before? How many men out there have experienced relationship where you felt like you was the only one giving? Let's talk. How many brothers out there you felt like you was the only one giving in a relationship? And how did that feel to you? When you felt like it wasn't reciprocal? Because that's one of the things that hurt relationships the most, when either party, male or female, feels like it's not reciprocated. Listen, I drop podcasts every day. I've received emails from men all the time, and men feel like women don't reciprocate love. Now, I'll come back to that. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me see. Adrian on Facebook. Let me see. In some cases, boys and girls are taught how to take care of boys and girls, but neither know how to take care of themselves. Okay. That's a strong point too. That's a very strong point. I must say, yes, Adrian, I agree. We aren't taught to take care of ourselves. And that's such a strong point. I'm going to tell you why. Because the reality of it is this, Adrian. If we don't learn to love ourselves and take care of ourselves, then it's impossible almost to take care of somebody else anyway. That's a good point. We aren't taught to take care of ourselves. I'm going to tell you something else I think that we aren't taught, y'all. I don't think we're taught how to choose. Listen, especially in religious circles. Now, look, I know the religious people are going to jump off the chat right now. Y'all going to jump off. It's cool. It's all right. I ain't say believers in Christ. I said religious people. All right. In religion, I think that we press marriage so much as if it's a goal in life. We press marriage as if it has all to do with like life's purpose. Seriously. We press marriage so much, especially in religious circles, that people don't even know how to choose the right person. So what I'm finding is, y'all, we choosing marriage, but we not choosing people properly. I believe the divorce rate is so high, y'all, because we don't know how to choose. We don't know how to choose. We do not know how to choose. We don't We don't know how to choose. We just getting we don't know how to choose because nobody taught us how to choose. They taught us to get married, but nobody taught us how to choose. That's real talk. We get married. Nobody taught us how to choose. So you know why? Because we don't know what we want, and that's the real talk of it. We're not basing who we're choosing based on who we are. Let me say that again, y'all. We're not choosing based on who we are. A lot of us, again, are choosing people based on a fantasy. And then we judge people for divorce, but we don't judge leadership for not teaching how to choose the right person. Because you can't, listen, y'all, you can't make somebody play with a toy they don't want. You can't. You can't. So, because I don't think we're choosing based on purpose. We're not choosing based on life purpose. We're not choosing based on what will make us happy, right? We're not. I'm gonna tell y'all, be honest. When the first time I got married when I was like 22. And you know why? Because I was young. I was traveling the country. I was speaking, and you know what people said? You gotta get married so you can look legit. Right? That's what the religious folks told me. You gotta get married so you gotta look legit. So what did I do? I married a very nice person, but me and her didn't really have a deep connection, and that's why the marriage didn't last. I would never say she a bad person, but how could the marriage last? The marriage couldn't last. Why? Because it was not based on real relationship. It was based on, let me go choose a nice person. Listen, there are plenty of nice people that you don't belong with. We're gonna get into it tonight, y'all. We're gonna talk, but there's plenty of nice people that you do not belong with. Just because they nice don't mean they're your person. Just because they nice don't mean they're your person. How many of y'all out there been divorced before? Let's talk about that. Let's get into it. Don't be scared neither. Let's get into it. How many of y'all out there divorced? How many of y'all out there have dealt with this before? The battle of it, right? Let me see who's in the chat. Adrian, she did. Wow. Yeah, wow, man. It's real. It's real out here. It's real. Let me see. Half the time we don't even know who we are when we get married. Let's pause on that. Let's talk about that. We don't know who we are when we get married. We don't. And I'm gonna tell y'all something even deeper. Not only do we not know who we are, we also act like we'll never change. Listen, you grow and you change. You change as a person. You do. You change as a person. Every 7 to 10 years, you're going to change. The person you marry in that first year ain't going to be the same person in 10 years. You know why? Because we don't marry. That's part of our choosing problem. We don't choose based on the long run. We don't choose based on where we're going. A lot of times we choose people for how we feel in that moment. And understand this, y'all, that moment you in ain't going to be the same moment you in 15 years from now. So then you look up and you done marry somebody that can't grow with you. They can't grow with you. And ultimately, if they can't grow with you, they can't go with you. And then you're looking around saying, why this relationship don't work? Because you marry somebody that for that moment, you married somebody because you was lonely. You married somebody because you was horny. You married somebody because you was tired of being single. Some of us get married because you tired of being alone on the weekend. And now you looking up and you saying, man, what did I do to myself? We're not choosing based on purpose. We're not choosing based on real soulish connection. And I'm going to get back to the chat in a minute, but I think a lot of us wind up choosing people based on who everybody else thinks you should be with. Look, I'm going to get into it. Let's be honest. How many of y'all got married for a dumb reason? Go in the chat, let me know. We grown here. How many of y'all got married for a dumb reason and then you looked up and said, wow, that was dumb? Let me see. Some are choosing based on trying to fill void. Absolutely. We just talked about that. Being like tonight, Friday night, tired of being home Friday night by yourself. Tired, just tired. Want to just hang out with somebody. You know, a lot of people hang out with somebody winds up with you being pregnant. hang out with somebody winds up you walking down the aisle, you looking at the person and know this the wrong person. Or some of y'all men out there, you standing next to the preacher and you looking up the aisle at a woman who you wish would stop walking. Because you know it ain't real. You know it. y'all gonna see that in one of my shorts, because I think I gotta use that for a short. Some of you ladies walking down the aisle to a man and you looking him in his eyes saying, this is bad. But the caterer already paid for it. You know how many people got married because of the shame? The shame? The shame of having to walk away from somebody who everybody expects you to marry, or you done put the money out already. Let me tell you something. If you lost 20 grand, it'll be worth it not to marry the wrong person. It was better just to cancel the wedding and have a party afterward than to get married for people who gonna go home and talk about you anyway. We making bad decisions out here. But let me say this again, because I need this clip. A lot of women are walking down aisles to a man they wish would walk away from that aisle, and a lot of men are looking up the aisle at a woman who he wish would stop walking, because y'all both know this is a bad decision. It's a bad decision. All right, we got, okay. Yeah, Adrian, you've been through divorce. Okay. Let me see. We got 2 Adrians in here. Okay, two different fly spelling. There you go. I don't want to mix y'all up. Adrian, the other Adrian. I was married 20 years. Divorced 15. We talked about expectations. We concentrated on the wedding, and yes, we grew away from each other. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? We concentrated on the wedding. That's where a lot of us go wrong, y'all. We concentrate on the wedding. This is the thing. The wedding ain't the marriage. And I'm not saying this to you, Adrian, as if you don't know this, but this is a problem this is a problem we go into. We get so concerned about the 45-minute a lot of people have thrown their life away in the shortest wedding I've ever officiated was like 8 minutes. Literally, it was in New Jersey. I lived in Philadelphia, and I lived in Jersey. It was in Philadelphia, off the boulevard somewhere. I lived in Pennsauken. I crossed the bridge, did the wedding, and was back at my house in like 35 minutes. I don't know whether they stayed together or not, but what I'm saying is a lot of us have thrown our life away in 15 minutes. That's why a lot of times I'll walk in the room and I'll tell the guy, when I walk and find the groom, I always say, you ready for this funeral? Yeah, bro. And they all laugh. But you know what? I shake the groom's hand and say, yo, if you're going to be married, something got to die inside of you. Same thing with the bride. Something got to die inside of you. If 2 people going to become one, somebody got to let something go. That's why a lot of weddings don't work, because we want to be in them, but nobody want to let nothing go. Nobody want to let nothing go. Let me see. I accepted who chose me. At the time, I didn't understand my value. And see, y'all. Hey, y'all. Everybody on Facebook? I want you to go over to the Dear. If you're a lady, go over to the Dear Sister Podcast. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button over on the Dear Sister Podcast on YouTube. Because I'm not always going to stream live from Facebook, y'all. I'm not always going to stream live from Facebook. So make sure you become part of the Dear Sister Podcast. If you're a lady, become part of the Dear Brother Podcast. If you're a man, go over to YouTube. You can even go right now. It's streaming live on both of those channels right now. You can go over on Dear Brother and Dear Sister Live and join those podcasts. You can hit the like button, hit the subscribe button over there, y'all. I drop videos on the Dear Sister Podcast every day. Once a week, and I drop shorts every day. Men, I drop maybe two videos per week, so it's always new content on there. So make sure y'all go over to the Dear Sister Podcast or the Dear Brother Podcast on YouTube. Everybody on Facebook, go over there right now, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna stay on here, but the Friday Night Live is gonna be on totally on YouTube. So make sure y'all go over on YouTube. You can slip over there right now. You ain't gonna miss nothing. It's streaming live right now. On the Dear Brother Podcast, you might get a commercial because I'm monetized over there. But slip over. Everybody on YouTube, slip over right now and go over to the to YouTube on YouTube, the Dear Sister Podcast or the Dear Brother Podcast. All right. Let me see. But I want to stay right here on what Adrian said, because there's a lot of people like this, y'all. A lot of us are like this. I got married not knowing who I was neither. I got married not knowing who I was, and it's the thing. This is the danger because right. Listen, we don't blame. It's no blame game on here. We don't blame game. We talk about ourselves. A lot of us got married not knowing what we needed, and you can't know what you need if what is happening. I can't put something. What is okay? You can't get married not knowing what you need or what you really desire, what you want, y'all. You can't, because then you put too much pressure on somebody to give you something and you don't even know what you want. It's a dangerous move. I accepted who chose me. Let's talk about that. I accepted who chose me. See, a lot of you sisters go through that. I might do a whole podcast on that, Adrian. You might see a whole podcast go up on the Dear Sister podcast for that. I accepted who chose me. Listen, let me go into this. Let me go into this, y'all. How does a woman know whether he's the right man or not? I'm gonna ask y'all that question. I'm gonna answer it. But how does a woman know whether it's the right man asking you? Because anybody can ask you to marry him. Any man can ask you to marry him. This is the question I got. How do you know whether it's the right guy or not? I'm gonna put that up. Hit me in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. How do you think? How do you think a woman knows whether he's the right, whether the right man is who to say I do to? Because you have 3 people ask you to marry you. How do you know who to say I do to? Let me see. Tracy is back in the building. Wow. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, we listen. This where grown people grow, y'all. Right here. Listen, hit that share button, y'all. If you're on Facebook, wherever you are, hit that share button. There's some other people that need to be part of this conversation because it's a real one. We not attacking over here. This is grown folks talk. This grown folks talk. And again, some of y'all, thank you, Adrian, for going over the thank you for Adrian Batista for going over there on YouTube. Listen, Facebook folks, go over on YouTube, go over there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Because I want y'all part of this every week. It's every Friday night, y'all, 8 to 9:15. We'll be in the building. Let me see. Other Adrian in the building. I was the only one letting go. Almost lost myself. I'm gonna pose this question to you, Adrian. How did that feel? How did it feel? Let me ask you this. This is a better question, Adrian. And Adrian's comment is up on the screen right now. I was the only one letting go, almost lost myself. Okay. When did you recognize you were losing yourself? I think that'll help a lot of people. That'll help a lot of people. When did you recognize that you were losing yourself in that relationship, Adrian? If you don't mind sharing. You don't have to, but if you don't mind sharing, let me know. Let me know. If you don't mind sharing, what made you recognize why I'm losing myself? Because again, I think that will help a lot of sisters, and it will help a lot of brothers watching too. That a lot of us men lose ourselves in trying to love somebody too. Listen, a lot of stuff is human stuff, y'all. A lot of the struggles we go through is human struggles. It's a lot of stuff is human struggles, y'all. It is. It's a human struggle, and we make it different. Oh, that's the man and that's the woman. Do you know how many stuff? Do you know how much stuff is similar, is common? We're not that much different. See, we get into this who's a man and who's a woman. Sometimes we forget who's human, right? And being human, we feel. We go through stuff. Let me see. Yes, please. That's a necessary conversation. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let me go back because I need to because I don't want to forget this. Let me put your thing back up, and I need to write that down, yo. Got my little board right here in front of me. I accepted who chose me. I accepted who chose me. And didn't understand myself. Understand my value. Listen, whole podcast coming. I might listen. That might be next week's podcast, not this one, but the one I drop every Thursday. Every Thursday night, I drop a new video on the Dear Sister podcast. That's gonna be next week's podcast for the ladies on the Dear Sister podcast. I accepted me. I accepted who chose me. That's a dangerous place. I'm glad you survived, sister. I'm glad you survived. Let me see. Oh, y'all in here chatting. Let me see. Everybody, go over to everybody. Listen, make it your business. Go, everybody on Facebook, make it your business. If you're a woman, go over to the Dear Sister podcast on YouTube. You won't miss nothing. We're streaming live there right now. If you're one of the gentlemen, go over to Dear Brother podcast. We're streaming live right now. All right, let me see. Done. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much for going over there. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Listen, this person right here up on the screen, I am so thankful for you. You've been riding on the Dear Brother podcast. One of my very beginning subscribers from the rip. You always comment. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all so much. You personally, I thank you so much for riding with me. You always comment. I always enjoy seeing your comments on YouTube. Thank you so much for being down. Y'all helping me grow. Y'all helping me grow on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to it. I got a big goal for both podcasts. Everybody, go over if you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube, like and subscribe, become part of the Dear Sister or the Dear Brother podcast. Let me see. CJ, let me see. CJ's in the building. Life after divorce. Knowing who to marry or say yes to requires knowing who I am first. And foremost. How do I know who the one is now? Is how this man lives out his life in front of me. Okay. Does he put God first? Do we share the same beliefs? Let me go over here because the whole screen won't show you the whole thing. Does he put God first? Do we share the same beliefs? Is he capable of being loved correct? Ooh. CJ, you might have provoked my next podcast on the Dear Brother podcast. Ooh. I got pause on that one. In fact, CJ, my God, before I finish reading your post, that what you just said deserves some music. Oh my goodness. Because you just dropped a bar, and a bar deserves a beat, sis. let me finish reading this joint. Oh my God. Let me see. Is he capable of being loved correctly? I gotta write that down. That's a podcast for the Dear Brothers podcast. And loving me the way I need to be loved. I could write an entire book on this question alone. But look, you write the book. I'm creating the podcast. For men. Are you even capable of being loved? Because I'm gonna kick it honest with you right now. It was a time where I wasn't capable of receiving love, y'all. I was not capable of receiving love at all. CJ, thank you, CJ. Thank you for going over to YouTube. Everybody, go over to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. Helps us grow. Help me help more sisters and brothers. I wasn't able to be loved. I wasn't able to receive love, not be loved. I wasn't able to receive love. Let me tell you why. Because my whole career, my whole life has been to love other people, to give to other people, to help other people grow, to help other people become. And my whole life was giving away to people, right? Since 14, I started speaking at 14, right? I started pastoring a church at 21. I started traveling the world at 27. My whole life has been to give to other people. So I start, all I knew was how to give love. I didn't know how to receive love. And you know what I started to do as a man? I hope this helps the brothers. I started choosing people that didn't have the capacity to love me, because unconsciously, nobody does this consciously, but I start thinking that I had enough love to carry the whole situation. Only to wind up so hurt, right? Because I thought that my love would be enough to carry a relationship. Right? I felt like, look, I got enough love. I've loved the world. I've loved kids in Africa. I love kids in South America. I've loved people in Australia. I've loved people all around the world. I've built schools and this and that. I can love anybody. Nope. You know why, y'all? Because love is not enough. You need compatibility to make a relationship work. Not just love. Such a brilliant. In fact, I just got to go ahead and take a picture of this. Y'all excuse me. Listen, I'm not editing nothing. I need to take a picture of this, y'all, because I do. Because CJ, your comment is going to make me make some dope podcast. Um, it just is. It just is. And I'm gonna tell you, yo, CJ, if I get paid off these podcasts, if they go viral, I owe you a couple dollars. Who else? Adrian. If I go viral off making the podcast you talked about, I got to send you something because that's good stuff. Good thinking. Let me see. Adrian, other Adrian. I was the only one compromising in almost everything. It felt like death. Anybody out there know what Adrian's saying right here, or not know what she's saying, but felt what she's saying? Any other men or women been out there felt like that? Did you find yourself the only one compromising in a relationship? In almost see, that's another deep thing. Not just some things. You found yourself compromising in everything. Wow. That's tough sledding. That's tough sledding, Adrian. When you find yourself compromising and somebody sitting on a mountain like they King Tut, that's a tough place to be. That's a tough place to be. Have you been there before, y'all? Have you been there before? Have you been there? Let me see. Jump in the chat. Let me know. Let me see. CJ, I just need $1. I'm gonna give you more than $1. I'm gonna tell you, because what you just said is worth way more than $1. I'm gonna build the podcast, but that right there provoked me, sis. I'm gonna tell you right now. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast, and thank you so much for jumping on YouTube and become a part of the Dear Sister podcast. Let me see. William Craig in the building. For sure. Let me see. All right, because I was gonna ask you okay, here we go. William Craig in the building. Not just a personal relationship, but compromise the most in the church, and for church people who would never compromise anything for my good. That's a fact. Not just personal relationship, but compromise the most in the church. And the church people would have never compromised anything. No, absolutely not. See, this is why you got to be careful with religion and love. Now, I know somebody going to attack me for that, but I've been attacked for a lot of stuff. Anybody bold as me going to be attacked for a lot of stuff. You always going to be, listen, religion, I ain't say relationship with God. Religion is based on the opinions of people, and they decide who's righteous. I'm going to tell you right now, do you know how many marriages in marriages right now, people wish they could be divorced, but they worried about the shame of being divorced? And they're being battered in their home. They're being abused in their home. And I'm going to tell you, men and women, I don't want y'all to get stuck in this, that only women get abused. Listen, I was in an abusive relationship. I was in one. I was the one being abused. It was terrifying. Right? Terrifying. I'm going to tell y'all, it was days, and this was during the times I was pastoring before I retired. There was one Sunday, and it seemed like every week it was like some big beef before I left the house to go do ministry, yo. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it was one week I came into church, and I went up to preach, right? And the whole crowd standing there waiting for me to say something. I leaned my head over the microphone like this, y'all, and I bust out crying. Whole church thought I was in the spirit. They thought that, and they clapping and the music started playing. They thought I was in the spirit. I wasn't in the spirit. I was trying to figure out how a depressed man would preach today. I just got abused. The craziest things being said to me. Clothes being destroyed. Oh, man, it was terrible. I don't even want to take my mind back to it. But this was during my ministry. And I loved her so much. Excuse me, y'all. I couldn't figure out how to just do my thing because and be in a terrible relationship. When you are really connected to somebody, it mess up everything about you. Everything about me was messed up. And I had to find a way to do what I loved because who I loved didn't love me. Come on, y'all. Come on. Listen, keep it. We always keep it 100 on the Dear Sister podcast and Dear Brother podcast. People are out here being destroyed. Religious people, and you go to church, Some people go to the masjid. Some of y'all go to wherever religious facility you go to, and your house is messed up. Now you got to go act like everything is cool. Come on. Come on. And it's years for years. You see a woman wearing the big sunglasses in church. She ain't trying to play cool. She trying to cover up bruises from a man who say he a deacon. Let's be real. Let's be real. And then you got people that saying, look, hang in there. God wants you to hang in there. Ain't no way in the world. And listen, I don't care about being challenged. Ain't no way in the world God want no woman or no man to stay in a relationship where they are being emotionally, physically, mentally abused. You're not telling me that. You're not telling me that. No way. No way. No way. No way. I ain't buying it. Let me see. Man, I almost screamed. Hey, bro, thanks for being in here, my man. Thanks for being in here. And y'all brothers that's on YouTube, on Facebook, look, go over to the Dear Brother, the Dear Brother podcast on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I drop videos all the time over there. I'm not always going to stream live on Facebook. So brothers, go over to the Dear Brother podcast, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm streaming there live right now, so you ain't going to miss nothing. The only thing you might run into is a commercial over there because I'm monetized on YouTube on the Dear Brother podcast, but you ain't gonna miss nothing. Go on over there. Go on over there. Let me see. Will Craig, broken with church full of people. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Most church people are broken. I'm sorry, y'all, because listen, you gotta watch when you talk on social media, man. Listen, you gotta watch your words. I didn't mean broke, even though a lot of church people is broke. I mean broken. A lot of church people are broken, and we spiritualize our brokenness. We spiritualize it. We say, "Oh no, it's the enemy." It's not the enemy. It's your husband. It's not the enemy. It's your wife. You married the wrong person in a lot of cases, and we try to justify it. Come on, Will Craig. Hey, you're not gonna get me in trouble, bro. I'm not even gonna entertain you right now, bro. Nope. I said what I meant. I meant broken. I ain't mean broke. Thank you, brother. Thank you for going over on YouTube. All the brothers, go over there. Let me get deeper in, y'all. Let me go deeper into this thing because there's a lot. Oh man, we already an hour and 2 minutes in. Look, we try to keep this thing to an hour and 15 minutes. Listen, y'all. Every Friday night, I'll be on 8 to 9:15 streaming live from the Dear Brother podcast, the Dear Sister podcast, TikTok, Instagram. I'm pushing everybody from Facebook over to YouTube. Eventually, I want everybody over on YouTube, all right? But let me take a pause for the calls right quick. For some of y'all battling with shame. I got an ebook on my website, christianwinners.com. christianwinners.com. I got an ebook out, Removing the Shame from Your Life. A lot of people are bound in shame. You're bound in guilt. You're bound in doubt, and it's hurting your future. It's making you feel worthless. It's making you feel unworthy. The reason I'm pumping this book is because this is why a lot of people can't have successful relationships, because they're buried in shame of their past. And that past is constantly ruining your future relationship, the one you're in right now. Some of us are not with bad people right now. Some of us either you're single and don't feel worthy of another relationship, or you're bringing your baggage from your past into your new relationship. Go pick up this book, Removing the Shame. It's an ebook on christianwinners.com. You can go pick it up right now. I think it's on sale for $9. Listen, I taught this in a 3-part series, and then I decided to write the book. So go over to christianwinners.com at some point tonight and go pick up that book. If you're battling with shame, how to remove the shame from your life, it's time for you to be free. Let me get into something else too. All right, let me show y'all some other things before we get back. All right, let me show y'all some other things before we get back. All right, we showed y'all Removing the Shame. That's christianwinners.com. There it is. It's $9.99 on christianwinners.com. Go grab it right now. Ladies, I wrote a book to ladies. After I eulogized my mother, the Lord showed me some things about the womb of a woman and how her womb is here first. Her womb is here first. And God showed me something about the power of a woman. Sarah, when I buried my mother, I went to a scripture that says Sarah died. A lot of people talk about Abraham, the power of Abraham, and he was a man of faith, and many children is the stars of the sky and the sand of the sea. Let me tell you something. None of that could have came to pass without a woman. A lot of women out there, you do not know your value, and that's why you give yourself away to men who aren't valuable men, because you don't know your value. Go pick up The Soul of Sarah. It's going to help you. All right. You can see this book over my shoulder, over my left shoulder, Home Where Hurt Men Heal. I wrote this book back in 2022. The backstory behind this book is that I was homeless. I was living in a car in 2022. I lost everything. I had a 6-bedroom house in Huntington Valley. I thought I had made it, y'all. I thought I made it. And I lost everything on May 15th, 2022. I was living in a borrowed car in the parking lot of a Fox Chase Cancer Center. And I had COVID. I'm a kidney transplant patient. I had enough money to buy a gallon of water and like some pretzels. And I was homeless for months and months and months. You know what I did? I picked up this phone right here and I started writing that book you see over my shoulder on the screen right now, Home Where Hurt Men Heal, because God showed me something. He showed me something. He said, you thought you made it. You thought you had everything. I said, I did. He said, no, you had everything but yourself. You gave your life away to everybody as a man. You gave your life to everybody's problems. You became the solution to everybody's stuff. And it's time for you to go home. I thought home was a place. I just lost my place. I said, God, home. I lost my place. He said, no. Home is the sanctuary of your mind, where most men, I would say probably all men, struggle with trying to get clear in the sanctuary of your mind. Go pick up this book, Home, Where Hurt Men Heal. All right. And I got a new one coming out. I'm gonna flash this one on the screen, y'all. I'm not putting it out until June. All right. But if you go on YouTube, if you go on Amazon, it's available to you now. You'll see me advertising this book later on. But this is my new book to men. Dear brother, the blueprint for becoming the man of your own dreams is out right now on Amazon. Go pick it up. You'll see me start to talk about this book later. You'll see me pick that up. All right. Go pick it up on Amazon right now. Go get it, y'all. And go check it out. And lastly, y'all, I'm not ending the show yet, but some of y'all that need coaching, both men and women, I offer coaching. You can set up your one-on-one with me on my website, christianwinners.com. You can set up your one-on-one with me right now on christianwinners.com if you need coaching. And if you want to book me to speak anywhere, you can do that on christianwinners.com too. Let me get back to the business. Let me see. Oh man, this is so good. I have to go, but everyone be blessed. Until next time, Christian Winners. All right, CJ, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, sister. We'll see you soon. Let me see. Read that, powerful. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for reading that book. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my sister. I really am glad you enjoyed it. Look, let me get back here because I'm gonna throw some questions out on the table before we go. Because I really wanna get into this. And I want to talk to us from both sides. Let me see. Because we started to show out. We went in a lot of places tonight, and that was okay. But we started to show out talking about whether social media is destroying relationships. And I want to put this question out. Have any of you ever seen a video that made you judge a whole gender of people? Be honest with me tonight, women and men. Have you ever saw some type of video or short or something on social media that made you question all women or made you question all men? Let me put that on the table. Because social media I believe, is terrorizing relationships. It's terrorizing how we view each other. And in fact, I believe that social media is causing men and women to hate each other. Again, the issue with that is causing us to hate each other. But guess what? We still getting together and making babies. So we hate each other, but we still get together to perform. And you know, we get together and perform, then what happens to the next generation of people? That's the question on the table. Have any of you ever saw something on social media that made you judge a whole group of people? Let me see. See who's in the chat. Let me go to this first. Let me see. Will Craig, I'm grabbing both books and I need to book you to come to my school, and talk to my young. I will be glad to come, brother. You can do it all on christianwinners.com. You can book me on the booking button, and both of those books are available on Amazon. You can grab those books, my brother. I really appreciate that. Looking forward to coming to your school, my man. I really am. Let me see. Okay, you asking this question. Okay, we'll answer that question. What did you see? Let me ask you something. Let me add to that. if you saw something on social media that made you look at all women crazy, or it made you look at all men crazy, what was it? If you remember what it was, let me know what it was. Because I think this algorithm, y'all, I think this algorithm is destroying, right? It's making us look at each other crazy. It's destroying. And honestly, I'm gonna throw this out here. I believe that it's paid for. I believe that it's paid for, especially in the black community. I think it's paid for to make black women, black men specifically, hate each other. I believe that. I believe it's a concerted effort. Y'all say what you want. You can call me crazy, but I think it's a concerted effort to make us really dislike each other. I really think social media is doing that, and I think it's terrible. I really do think it's terrible. I really do think it's terrible. The gender divide is out of control. It is. And we start looking at the social media posts as if that's real. And real love ain't real. I'm serious. I think it's a dangerous thing that we are seeing in our society, y'all. I really do think it's dangerous. I think it's a dangerous place for us to be. I do. Because you know what? The algorithm, while it's feeding division, real love is still real love. We just not seeing it. Because it's not clickable. It's not clickbait. You see a man and a woman fighting. You even see women fighting. And you know where it started? It didn't even start with social media. It started with reality shows. It started with grown women throwing wine on each other, arguing. It started with grown men disrespecting women, disrespecting each other. It started with reality shows. You see that word, reality show? And it made people think it was real. Reality show ain't reality. It's scripted. Everything's scripted. And we are scripting ourselves. Let me say this to you. We are scripting ourselves out of reality. We're watching scripted shows and we're calling it real. And now we're breaking down relationships. We're breaking down love between each other, and we're breaking families up because we're watching something that's not real. Jump in the chat. Let me know, y'all. Have you ever seen something on social media that damaged your perception of women or men? Because it's happening. It's happening all the time. And I think it's happening too much. It's happening way too much. Because you know what else? We've gone over time. It's 12. Oh, we haven't. We got 3 minutes left. But we're gonna go for a little bit before I get out of here. You know what I think too? Men are being taught to fear. Men are being taught to fear being a man. I ain't say being toxic. It's another thing. We talk often about toxic masculinity. Listen, do I believe that people can be toxic? Yes. I think women and men can be toxic. Absolutely. But you know what a lot of things is? Women who don't know what a man is, soon as she see him in his manhood, he's being called a toxic man. How in the world can a man be a toxic man, be defined as a toxic man from a woman who don't know what a man is? Listen, bro, if being toxic is speaking up, if being toxic is not compromising who you are as a man, if being toxic is saying, I won't be disrespected by a woman, then call a man what you want. That's not toxic. That's self-preservation. And it goes both ways. You know, being a woman, being soft as a woman don't mean being stepped on. This is the fact. Let me see who's in the chat. Okay. All right, we in here. In fact, well, let me go ladies first. Well, let me say. At one time, yeah, or specific things that may have triggered something from up. See, and that's the thing right there, Tracy. We all have some type of negative past with some type of person we dated, men and women. We've had some type of negative past. And then what happens is we see something on social media, and that's what it's there to do. It's there to provoke us to say, I'll never date again. I'll never get married. I'll never love anybody. The algorithm will attach itself, and the algorithm is a powerful thing. The algorithm is a powerful thing. It's connecting you to some past hurt, some past trouble, some trigger. That's the goal. The goal is for that thing to hit your trigger, and it makes you go crazy. And you know what the algorithm is? Soon as you hit that button to watch one video, the algorithm's going to keep on feeding you the same type of material. And what it does is it creates a hardness in us that makes us look at each other crazy. And then that look at each other crazy, while we think we're protecting ourselves, we're really destroying relationship. We're destroying family, and we don't even know it. Let me see. Well, Craig, I've seen so many of these women arguing, fighting, jumping other women, jealous of other women, pulling up to people's house, causing hell and have. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we call that real. We call that being real. Sometimes keeping it real is stupid. Come on, y'all. Sometimes, I kept it real. Sometimes that was stupid. Sometimes keeping it real is immature. Or what you call keeping it real, right? We kept it so real that we destroyed a generation of people. We kept it so real that our kids are willing to hurt each other. How real was that? Was it real? Or what was more real? Having conversations like we do on Friday night through the Dear Brother and Dear Sister podcast, where grown people come together and kick some reality to not only say what happened to them, but what we've done to hurt other people and the places we need to apologize. Because guess what? We can get on here. What I will never allow on Friday night is for men and women to come on here and play victim. No. Has stuff happened to us? Yes. But sometimes we made the wrong choice. We stayed too long. We got involved with somebody who we knew wasn't no good for us when you said hi, but some point of lack in you made you connect with people you shouldn't have connected to and stayed in places you shouldn't have stayed. And that's what's real. That's what's real, y'all. That's what's real. Let me see. Okay. Where were we? Okay, that was my last question. Okay, that was my last. Okay. Yeah. See, this is the thing, ladies. I want to ask the ladies this too. How often do you hear advice that's about protecting yourself and not about learning how to love better? I'm gonna say that again. Ladies, how many things do you see online that's always about protecting yourself from everybody, but there's no wisdom on how to love people better? Yeah. This is another thing that's popular online now, y'all, too. Men who marry a girl or get with a girl with a child is a simp. He's stupid. Listen, bro. Are there negatives and positives about being with someone as a child? With someone that has a child? Yes, it is negatives and positives with that. But guess what? That's no reason to devalue a human because they had a child before they met you. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a crazy concept. That now this person's worth nothing because they got a kid. Come on, y'all. You know how many women out here single, no babies, make 6 digits, and she will never do you no good. See, that's because the algorithm don't push that. See, the algorithm lies to us and keeps us stuck exactly where we are. But guess what? My goal through this podcast every Friday night is to dig us out of that. 8:15 and 8 to 9:15. Even though we 3 minutes over, 8 to 9:15 every Friday night, Battle of Sexes, and we'll have a different topic every week. I think sometimes we're addicted to outrage. I do believe that. Sometimes because outrage is exciting, and we need to get over it. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me see. Will, so now I'm monitoring everything my 10-year-old daughter watches. Because I don't want her thinking that's what a woman should. When somebody say something dope, I gotta drop a beat. When you drop a bar, I drop a beat. But that's a fact, homeboy. I'm gonna read it while the beat is on. So now I'm monitoring everything my 10-year-old daughter is watching because I don't want her thinking that's what a woman should act like. You drop a bar, I drop a beat. That's real talk, Will. That's real talk, my brother. That's real talk. Yeah. Very, very stupid. It makes no sense. That's a fact. Oh, my main man's in the building, Clay Bernstein, my man, Clay Bernstein. Baltimore, stand up. My man Clay in the building, Pastor Clay Bernstein. Look him up. He's a businessman. He's a leader. Look him up. He's doing good things in Baltimore. It's sad, brother. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, Clay. It's real sad what we seeing out here. You know what's sadder? not just what we seeing, what we following. And look, even you as a pastor, Will Craig too, what's happening is people are walking in your churches with these mindsets, right? And this is what we got to heal them from. We got to heal people from mindsets that keep them in a destructive paradigm. Because that's the people stuck in destructive paradigms, right? And this is the thing, we can't over spiritualize bad thinking, and we can't cast out bad thinking. Bad thinking has to be dealt with through conversation. Because a lot of people, listen, they never been taught no better. They never been shown nothing better. And that's why we need guys like y'all who will keep it real and really talk through situations with people. Because some people need instruction. They just need instruction. You know how many people don't have no fathers, didn't have no mothers, didn't have nobody to talk no real sense into them? That they can't come into a church and have somebody spiritualize everything. They need what y'all doing. They need a real conversation that can help them get through what they're going through. That's real talk. That's real talk, y'all. That's real talk. Look, I'm gonna start wrapping this show up, y'all, because we are 5 minutes over. This show is an hour and 15 minutes. This is our first one. Great show, y'all. We're streaming live again from the Dear Brother podcast on YouTube, the Dear Sister podcast on YouTube. Listen, if you're a lady, go over to the Dear Sister podcast, hit that like and subscribe button. Dear brothers, my brothers, go over to my podcast, the Dear Brother podcast on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I think we just crossed 1,750 subscribers. Men over there. I drop videos every day, shorts every day, empowering men. Same thing on the Dear Sister podcast. Drop podcasts over there, shorts every day to strengthen everybody, y'all. Let me see who's Anderson in this chat. James the Motivator in the building, man. What's up, James? Good seeing you, my brother, my man out of Jersey. Yes, sir. Let me see. Keon, how you doing, sister? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. All truth, all facts. Let me see. Will, this is dope. I'm definitely going to be. Please tune in, y'all. Let everybody know every Friday night, Battle of the Sexes. But guess what? We battle the hill. We don't battle just to battle. We keep it 100 and we stay grown over here because people need help, y'all. Listen, at the end of the day, y'all, the algorithm might feed division, but real love still requires unity. And no matter what these internets talking about out here, it ain't real. We need to get to a place where we can really feel and heal each other again, right? That's what we really need to get to. I don't want to miss this chat. Let me see. Great discussion. Thank you, Tracy. You added to it. All y'all added to it. Listen, I just put the stage up and y'all jump on it. Y'all make the shows what they need to be. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here, but let me tell y'all this before y'all go. Go get these books, y'all. I'm gonna swing through them. Removing the Shame on my website, ebook. Go catch it. ChristianWinners.com. $9.99 is the ebook. It'll be in your phone or your iPad tonight. Go grab it. ChristianWinners.com. Home Where Hurt Men Heal. First book I got out for men. I'm dropping a book every year. My goal is to drop a book every June for men. This is the first one I put out. Home Where Hurt Men Heal. It's available on Amazon right now. My next one. This is my secret, y'all. Y'all saying I'm telling a secret, but it's online secret. Yeah, how can it be online secret? I didn't promote this one yet, but I figured I'd put it up to let y'all know. I'm pumping this. Y'all gonna see me doing a lot of advertising in June for this one, even in the middle of May. But this is my newest book out, Dear Brother, The Blueprint for Becoming the Man of Your Own Dreams. It's on Amazon right now. If you want a signed copy, you can go on my website. I'll somehow make that happen for you. All my sisters out there, it's available to you. The Soul of Sarah, Amazon.com. I write for everybody, y'all. This is all available to you. And for some of y'all out there, don't be offended at the title. Go look at the book. You'll see how spiritual it is. I left church to serve God. Open your mind up. I ain't asking you to leave God. I'm asking you to leave some of the traditions of church that keep us away from God. It's on Amazon right now. Go check it out, y'all. I'm going to get out of here, everybody. But guess what? Always remember this. I love you, but make sure you love yourself. Make sure you love yourself. Walk this life out, my brothers and sisters, with no fear, no shame, and no compromise. We end every show the same way. Some of y'all, it's your first time. Some of y'all, it's your 30th time. But repeat after me if you can catch it. Yesterday was history and tomorrow's a mystery. All we all got is right now. What you going to do with it, what you going to do about it. Make sure you go on the Dear Brother podcast and hit that like and subscribe button. Dear Sister podcast, do the same thing. Until next time, y'all, next Friday, come catch me. Come share it. The Battle of the Sexes. We're grown people. We battle to heal.